Clyde's a story today, and I think yesterday Ogeron, he played the sound for you inside headlines, where he updated the status of his junior running back, talking about where he is going into the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, Clyde did get hurt yesterday. I don't know the extent of his injury. I was just talking to Jack about it. He went get some tests today, and we're going to know a little bit more towards the end of the week. But he did not practice today. He could not practice.
So talking to a couple of people that are close to the situation, it seems as if that it's not worst case scenario with the injury, and that potentially he could play against Oklahoma. That seems unreasonable at this point, but that it's more probable for him to be back for a national championship game if they were able to advance.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm kind of like a lot of the fans out there. You start seeing the rumors yesterday, you read Twitter and you read the message boards and that sort of thing, and I think the first buzz was that, yeah, he's done. Like, he's done. And so everyone was kind of worried about that. And then Coach O comes out yesterday and says, we don't know yet. We're not sure. So to me, that's a little bit more reassuring. It does open up that window for him to play, which is huge because, Jordy, we were talking about this. I think he's the second most important player in this offense. When you look at what he brings to the table, the fact that if you don't take him off the field and you don't sub personnel off and on, the defense can't change, and then they can't match up personnel. And so then they've got to pick, are we going to put a safety on him? All right, we're going to run the ball. Are we going to put a linebacker on him? All right, we're going to expose the linebacker in coverage. And he's just kind of that, like you put it best, the Joker card, where you just can't match up with him. And he's been so huge to this offense with what he's been able to do in the running game, the passing game, as a blocker. He's so smart. The guys behind him are extremely talented. I expect them to have huge careers, but they haven't shown yet that versatility, that IQ. Hopefully they can develop some of it because they're going to, regardless of if Clyde's ready to go or not, he probably won't be what he's been all year, and so they're going to need to step up. And two guys, especially Ty Davis-Price and John Emery, I mean, I think those are guys next 2 years that are going to give SEC defenses headaches every week. Yeah. But now you got to step it up, and now you got to take it to the next level.
You lose so much more with him other than his skill set. I mean, it's easy to lay out the physical tools that Edwards-Helaire brings to the offense, but when you start to think about just the football savviness that you lose with him, a guy that can play alongside Burrow and almost can play hand in hand with a guy that is that smart under center, a guy that can read defenses. And a lot of times, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is like the third, fourth, maybe even the fifth read sometimes that Burrow gets down to, and knows that he's got a comfort level that he's going to be in the right place. I mean, I tell the story all the time. This isn't inside information. This isn't anybody inside the program giving me this information. You can go back and watch the television copy of the Florida game and find it out for yourself. You haven't seen John Emery since the third series of the second half of Florida because he missed an assignment, and number 9 looked at the sidelines and said, "Get him out of here." And since then, you hadn't seen him. Yeah. I mean, that tells you, and we all understand that, the amount of weight that he brings with the offense. If he can't trust you, if he doesn't believe that you're going to be in the right place or that you can protect, you won't play. So Clyde gives him that security. He gives him that trust, that mental edge. And I think that, you pluck him out of the offense, you start talking about some of these playmakers. I mean, Burrow's at another level. He's the guy. I mean, he's the ultimate. You have to have him for the engine, the whole thing to run. But after that, you start talking about guys like Jamar Chase and Ty Davis-Price and Racey McMath and Justin Jefferson and Terrace Marshall, all these playmakers. You can't do it without Clyde.
Yeah.
Like Clyde would be the next guy after Burrow that you say, we got to have 22. You got to have 22 in the plan.
It's their relationship, too. It's Clyde and Joe's relationship on and off the field. They're really close. There's that trust level. And there's been a couple plays this year where you can kind of see Joe in the pocket. He's trying to find his reads. The pressure comes, and he doesn't even look. He just steps and throws, and he knows Clyde is going to be
Cody,
in
the
flat.
3rd and 10 in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Was that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's eyes down the field to the flat. He makes the play.
Yep.
He catches it, gets 3 yards, but then he carries them 7.
And if he doesn't make that play, like
LSU, who knows?
LSU might not win that game.
Who knows?
And he's done that all year. So there's that trust level, and that's a lot to put on a true freshman. And so I'll be interested to see if Clyde cannot go, which we don't know yet, but if he cannot go, does the game plan adapt a little bit? Do you do more empty? Do you do more 5 wide? Do you use Joe more in the running game? It's something to keep an eye on, but I think there's the weapons there to compensate and to still move the ball fine, but it's just that 1 degree of decrease and trust and comfort that they'll have to make up for, and maybe you can do that in practice, or maybe you just kind of adapt the game plan.
I know in the locker room and in the coach's office you can't play what if in athletics, but in our industry you can. I wonder if Leonard Fournette wakes up and says to himself, I wish I'd have given myself 6 more weeks of football, because thinking about the position that he would be in right now and where LSU would be in trusting a guy with that type of experience to step in for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, you can't play that game over there because you don't have him. But I always wondered during that week when Leonard Fournette stepped away if that would ever come back and get this team, because they were so stable. They had such good veteran leadership. I thought that they would be able to, and they will, and they have. But this would be an opportunity for Fournette to step in and ease some of that experience that you're worried about going into the Peach Bowl with Clyde Edwards-Helaire being questionable, as Coach Orgeron called it yesterday.